What's up, everyone? NFL wine guy and Super Bowl champion Will Blackman here. Today we are tasting the wines in box number 3 from the Wine MVP subscription club. Let's kick it off. So I am so stoked to share these two wines with you that we have picked for you guys this month. Both of these wineries have over 100 years of deep historic roots. Also, both of these wineries have produced wines that have received perfect scores of 100 points. We got some action here, people. In a formal tasting, we go from the white wines all the way to the red wines. So let's start with wine number 1. Wine number 1 is from Spottswoode. They are based out of St. Helena, California, within the Napa Valley County. This property was originally established in 1882 by a German immigrant. While he was owning this property, he also built a really cool Victorian home on this property, which is also displayed on this bottle here. Very cool. It was then purchased by the Spotts family, hence the name Spottswoode. And then it was purchased by the Novak family in the 70s, who today still owns this property. It is ran by the daughter of the couple, Beth Novak Milliken. She runs the property now. She's the president, she's the CEO, and the winemaker is Aaron Weinkauf. He's been there for about 2006 and obviously has produced some incredible wines. In terms of where they source the grapes from, they actually tell you on the bottle. 40% of the grapes were sourced from Napa County, and then the other 60% you see here, 60% Sonoma County, to create this wonderful masterpiece. Speaking of wonderful masterpiece, during the winemaking process, Aaron Weinkauf used so many different styles of fermentation. He used a combination of stainless steel, French oak, concrete, an amphora, which is a vat made out of clay, and also one egg-shaped vat as well. He also used a process called lees stirring. It's when the dead yeast cell particles fall to the bottom of the tank or the vat, and they stir it up. And what happens is it creates some really cool, complex, and really round flavors in the wine. Enough talking. Let's start tasting. So we do this because we want to look at the color. We want to see if there's any fall, any particles, anything in here. This is about like a pale lemon, I'm gonna call this. Right on the nose, immediately I get grapefruit. I don't know why I did this. Oh yeah, lemon and like a nectarine. Dude, this is the real deal. Really great acidity, nice structure in the wine. Acidity is that watery feeling in your mouth, like your glands get going, like you just ate some candy, right? Confirming the grapefruit on here, the peach, the nectarine, the lemon, like lemon pie almost, like, you know. And then the wine is full, is round. Full as in just like the round. It's not a full body wine by any means, but there is a little bit of weight to it, probably from the French oak and the lees stirring as well. So if you take your card here, you'll see a lot of my notes here on the back. A cool little trading card. I like this with lobster rolls. I'm an East Coast kid. We love our lobster, if you want to call it, shellfish, any kind of that. And also salad. This goes really well with salad in the summertime. You want something fresh, crisp. And this is also great as an aperitif, you know, to have it before your meal. So this is super awesome. I really enjoy this. I'm not spitting this one out. Wine number 2 is from Catena. It is their 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon, Catena Alta. Catena is based out of Mendoza, Argentina. The winemaker is fourth generation winemaker, Laura Catena. She's probably the hardest working woman in the industry. She's not just a full-time winemaker, but she is also a full-time doctor. That is insane. She went to Harvard, she went to Stanford. What's interesting about this vineyard is that it's their elevation, up to 5,000 feet elevation. This is mainly due to her father, Nicholas Catena Zapata. People thought he was crazy. Like, why are you going up there to plant these vineyards? And he just felt strong and confident that this was the place where he can produce some outstanding wines. And sure enough, the man was right. Now, talk about the climate and terroir. I must admit, there is a mistake on this card. Well, not a true mistake, because I put here that Mendoza is warm, basically, which is true. There are spots in Argentina where it is warm, but I had a conversation with Laura Catena herself, and she told me that, yes, there are spots that are warm, but if you drive a little more away from the hot areas, it gets cool, so you can get both. Also, they have high elevation, which helps bring in the cool air. So yes, I'm admitting I wasn't all the way wrong, but I wasn't all the way right either. I missed that note because that was a big part. We went on IG Live and she corrected me on that, so it was great to learn and talk to her about it. So let's get into the winemaking. The grapes were sourced from two vineyards, from the La Piramide and also from the Domingo vineyard. They blended those two grapes, which both Cabernet Sauvignon, but they brought those two vineyards together and created just a masterpiece. 94% of the wine in here is Cabernet Sauvignon, but they also use 6% Cab Franc. And the reason is sometimes the winemaker wants to add a little more floral and more fruit notes with the Cabernet Franc. This was aged 18 months in French oak barrels. And what that does is the French oak brings out some of the coffee bean notes and some chocolate notes into the wine. As opposed to American oak, if they age it in there, you would age it in American oak if you wanted like coconut and dill and stuff like that. So let's get to it. Really cool deep purple, maybe a little ruby on the rim. Sorry, I got real solemn on you guys. That's my fault. But yeah, right in the nose too. If you just take a good sniff, you'll get some coffee beans in there. Definitely some blueberry, some blackberry, some cassis is in there. Take a sip. Smooth, the acidity just not too high, just really good. The wine coats your mouth. The tannins are not crazy, which I like in a Cabernet. I don't want them ripping my face off. This one is really well balanced. And what's interesting too is that the alcohol is about 13.5, which is very similar to how the wines in Bordeaux are in France. So definitely a lot of French influence in terms of how she makes her wines. So you'll see on the back of this card, I put, you could have slow smoked brisket, but really you could have any kind of steak, especially in Argentina. They love their steaks. So pair this with the steak. But what's really cool is the way this wine was made, with the tannins not being too aggressive, with the alcohol not being too high, and the acidity and the balance and the fruit is just boom, awesome. You can have this by itself, because I would. This is just a fantastic wine. I am just beyond blown away with these wines, man. Just speechless, if you will. So there you have it. There's our tasting for box number 3 of the Wine MVP subscription club. If you have not subscribed yet, go to thewinemvp.com. Go to Wine Club, subscribe. It's $79.98 a month. shipping included, and you will get 2 premium wines just like these 2 right here. Next month is going to be exciting. Box number 4, we got some cool stuff in store. Box number 5, we got some cool stuff in store. So please follow us at The Wine MVP, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell your friends. It's going to be exciting. Stay tuned. Thank you.